Welcome to the top 10 must-do activities for newbies in Denmark. Okay, so like Denmark, it's kind of like stepping into a fairy tale, but with like better pastries. I don't even know. We're talking cobblestone streets, castles that look like they're straight out of a Disney movie, and vibes so chill you'd think you accidentally took a chill pill. So if you find yourself suddenly teleported to this magical land and you're like, OMG, what do I even do here? Don't worry. I got you. We're about to break down like the top 10 things you absolutely have to do in Denmark. And make sure you smash that subscribe button and hit that little bell dingy thing so you don't miss out on any of our crazy adventures. First up, Copenhagen. It's like the heart and soul of Denmark, and honestly, it's even cooler than I expected, and that's saying something. Imagine like colorful buildings just chilling by the water, canals that are basically begging you to take a million Instagram pics. And the food scene? Don't even get me started. We're talking like Michelin star restaurants next to cozy cafes that smell like straight up happiness, and the people, so stylish it hurts. Like I walked past a grandma rocking a pantsuit better than I ever could. But honestly, the best thing about Copenhagen is that it's like the perfect mix of modern and old school charm. You could be wandering down a street that's been there for centuries, and then bam, you stumble upon some super trendy art installation. It's wild. Oh, and don't even get me started on the bikes. Everyone and their mom bikes here. It's actually kind of inspiring, like, maybe I should get a bike? Who am I kidding? I can barely walk in a straight line. Anyway, trust me, Copenhagen is an experience and you are going to love it. Okay, so if you're looking for a good time, look no further than Tivoli Gardens. It's literally the oldest amusement park in the world. Like, Hans Christian Andersen himself hung out here. How cool is that? But don't let the whole oldest amusement park thing fool you. This place is anything but boring. We're talking like roller coasters that will make you question your life choices in a good way. Gorgeous gardens that are straight out of a fairy tale, and enough twinkling lights to rival the Milky Way. I rode this one roller coaster and I swear I saw my life flash before my eyes. But then I ate a waffle, so it was all good. Because you guys, the food here, oh, and they have live music and performances too. It's honestly such a vibe. Like, whether you're 8 or 80, you're gonna have a good time here. Okay, picture this. You're strolling along a waterfront, the sun is setting, there are colorful houses everywhere you look, and the only sound you hear is the gentle lapping of water against boats. No, you're not dreaming. This is Nyhavn. Honestly, this place is straight out of a postcard or like a Wes Anderson movie. It's so picturesque, it's almost painful. Grab yourself an ice cream cone, sit by the canal, and just soak it all in. And if you're feeling fancy, you can even take a boat tour. It's the perfect way to see the city from a different perspective and, pretend you're a glamorous socialite for an hour or two. But honestly, even if you just wander around, take some pics and maybe grab a bite to eat, you're going to love Nyhavn. It's just one of those places that makes you feel good to be alive. Chapter 4, National Museum of Denmark, Vikings are cool again. Okay, history buffs, this one's for you. The National Museum of Denmark is where it's at if you want to dive headfirst into Denmark's super long and kind of dramatic past. We're talking Viking artifacts, ancient treasures, and enough history to make your head spin. I swear I saw a sword that was older than time itself. But don't worry, it's not all dusty old relics and stuff. They actually do a really good job of making history fun and engaging. They have these interactive exhibits that are actually really cool, not gonna lie. And if you're lucky, you might even catch a reenactment or a special exhibition. They always have something going on, so check out their website before you go. Chapter 5, Rosenborg Castle, fit for a queen or king. Okay, you guys, if fairy tales were a place, Rosenborg Castle would be it. This place is straight up magical. We're talking towering spires, lush gardens, and enough history to make your head spin. This castle has seen it all. Wars, romances, royal scandals, you name it. And the best part, you can actually go inside and explore. You can walk through the same halls that kings and queens walked through centuries ago. You can see the Danish crown jewels, which are even more sparkly in person. And you can even visit the treasury, which is basically a room full of gold and precious artifacts. I'm not even kidding. This place is like a real-life treasure chest. It's like stepping back in time, but with like better shoes. Chapter 6. Freetown Christiania, the place to find your inner hippie. Okay, so if you're looking for something a little different, a little off the beaten path, then you need to check out Freetown Christiania. This place is like a whole other world within Copenhagen. It's a self-proclaimed autonomous neighborhood, which basically means they do their own thing. Imagine like a bunch of hippies got together in the 60s, took over an abandoned military base, and decided to create their own little utopia. That's basically Christiania in a nutshell. They have their own rules, their own culture, and their own unique vibe. It's like stepping into a time warp, but in a good way. You'll find colorful houses, street art everywhere, and a really chill atmosphere. Just a heads up though, they have some pretty strict rules about photography in certain areas. So be respectful and keep your phone tucked away when you're not supposed to be snapping pics. Okay, so we've been talking a lot about cities and castles and stuff, but Denmark is also home to some seriously stunning nature. And if you're looking for the perfect place to escape the hustle and bustle, Skagen is it. Located at the very tip of Denmark, Skagen is where the North Sea and the Baltic Sea collide, which is kinda cool when you think about it. And this creates these crazy sand dunes that stretch on for miles. But the real star of the show here is the beaches. We're talking pristine white sand, crystal clear water, and that fresh salty air that just makes you feel alive. Whether you want to sunbathe, swim, build sandcastles, or just go for a walk and clear your head, the beaches in Skagen are the perfect place to do it. Chapter 8. Torvehallerne Market, Foodie Heaven. Okay, foodies, listen up. If you're looking for a culinary adventure, Torvehallerne Market is where it's at. Located in the heart of Copenhagen, this place is like a giant food hall with, like, every kind of food you could ever imagine. We're talking fresh seafood, artisanal cheeses, gourmet chocolates, and enough pastries to satisfy your sweet tooth for a year. And the best part? You can try a little bit of everything. I recommend going there hungry and just wandering around, letting your nose guide you to all the deliciousness. Grab a coffee, try some samples, and maybe even pick up some souvenirs to take home with you. Chapter 9. Embrace your inner Dane, bike the city. Okay, so if you want to experience Copenhagen like a true local, there's only one way to do it: by bike. Seriously, Copenhagen is like the bike capital of the world. Everyone bikes here. Grandmas, businessmen in suits, even babies in those little bike seats. But don't worry, it's not as intimidating as it sounds. Copenhagen is super bike friendly with dedicated bike lanes everywhere, so you don't have to worry about dodging cars or anything. Just rent a bike, put on your helmet and go. Trust me, there's no better way to see the city than from the seat of a bike. You can go at your own pace, stop whenever you want to take pictures, and just soak up the vibes. Chapter 10. Aarhus, the cool little sister. Okay, so we've been spending a lot of time in Copenhagen, but Denmark has so much more to offer. And if you have some extra time, I highly recommend taking a day trip to Aarhus, Denmark's second largest city. Located on the Jutland Peninsula, Aarhus is like the cooler, younger sister of Copenhagen. It's got a more laid-back vibe, but it's still packed with things to see and do. Check out Aarhus Art Museum, which has this crazy rainbow panorama on the roof that offers stunning views of the city. Explore the Latin Quarter with its cobblestone streets and cute cafes. Or visit the open-air museum Den Gamle By, which is basically a time capsule of Danish life through the ages. Outro, see you later, Denmark. And there you have it, my top 10 must-do activities for anyone visiting Denmark. Honestly, I'm obsessed with this country. It's like the perfect mix of everything. History, culture, good food, nice people, you name it. If you enjoyed this video and you're like Cody, you're the best travel guide ever. even though you're not actually here, then do me a favor and give this video a big thumbs up. It really helps me out. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss out on any of my future adventures. See you guys in the next one.